That was abrupt. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Healing Fire. Welcome to Jackie B. She's back. Yay.
Yes, hi, everybody.
My favorite people. Love Jackie B. Just a heads up, we're having some computer and leg issues a little bit. So I don't know if it's the sun flares or what's going on, but there's, I guess we're just going to roll with it here. So bear with us a bit on all of that. First of all, thank you all for joining and for the moderators that are here. And we're co-streaming on Jackie's channel, my channel. So please like and share and subscribe both channels if you would. We appreciate it.
They're in the description boxes, so I made sure.
Yes. Yep, in the description boxes. Today we're gonna have more political chat, not doing as much personal chat, but both Jackie and I do book for private readings. So if you'd like a private reading, please reach out. Again, the information is in the description chat on how you. Yep, send us an email, and we're happy to schedule you for that. So let's see who's here. Ascending Universal Butterfly. I just love that name. Thank you for moderating and being on top of it, like right off the bat. Look at you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Silky
you.
Steel. Hello. Old Windwalker. Hello. Kind of scrolling here. Lulu. The Quiet Flame. That sounds so good. And James Spear. Hello. Tapioca Thievery. Hello. Mangled Unicorn. Thank you also for moderating. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. So
yes, thank you.
Wow, so lots going on. For a while now, we've been saying that things are going to drop. A lot of information is going to be coming.
Yeah.
It's going to come in hard and fast and all of that. And here we are, kids. We are rocking and rolling. Believe it or not, only a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of what's available and what is going to be coming out. So it's going to be rolling for a while. And as much as everybody wants immediate retribution, that is, it's going to take a while. Let's just be real. Yes. And first thing is first, one step in front of the other. The first thing is the exposure. And a lot of people around the world whose names are on the Epstein lists are ending up there. A lot of them are starting to go. They're being fired or let go, or they're quitting or whatever. We're not.
So
we're a little slow here in the United States. we're a little slow in the uptake because we have a regime right now. They will not be in place forever, and it will be they will get their comeuppance. Jackie, I'd love your take. My thoughts, and tell me what you think. My thoughts are that a lot of them will get caught, but a lot of them are going to leave the country. But a lot of them aren't even going to be able to escape by those means because they're guilty in other countries too. Yes. I've felt for a while now that I think Elon is going to end up having to leave the country. A lot of people say no. Just because he owns so much here, but he's not going to be able to stay here. I feel like that's going to be an agreement that, okay, in lieu of not putting you in prison, go ahead and take your money and go and never come back is kind of what I've felt like would happen. I feel like some will end up in prison, some will get disbarred, some will have financial penalties, some will leave, some will dirt nap. It's going to be kind of all over the map, but it's going to be happening over probably decades, honestly. So what are your thoughts?
Well, for me, I always say it's the economy, stupid. And people do pay attention to those things that's going on with the files and stuff. I feel like all they're doing, because I feel like there's going to be financial. I don't know. I keep on this moment where it's all about how you're going to live, how you can be able to eat. So I think in bits and pieces,
Mhm.
you think eventually that people they do care, like I do, like the human trafficking thing, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like I have a problem with that. Like it's not okay. I don't want anyone to get away with it.
Mhm.
I just have this feeling that that distraction of the finances that always seems to win people over is a financial part.
Mhm.
So even though all this is going, we want them going, they'll go in a little hole like they always do. But then it's really about when things really show up. And you know, I don't know why everybody just puts all the emphasis always on the stock market because there's other means of finance and stuff. But a lot of people freak out. They make a big deal out in the news. So I think it's the influence of people going to start really listening to the news in certain ways, or they're actually going to look at their accounts, or they actually going to want these people held accountable. So they got the money to leave. I mean, that's the problem. And I feel like the figurehead, the current, I call him illegitimate, is not really doing what he used to do. He's not tweeting no more. He's not socially interacting. If it is, it's not really him now. It's like right now he's
No, you can tell when it's him. Yeah, when there are complete sentences and thought structure, it is not him.
Yeah, I just feel like they're just using as much as they can of what he stands for so they can get what they can get done in time for everything to crumble. And I think you, as you see now, like I heard even was it some of the rappers like Jay-Z and some of these other people like we talk about Elon leaving. I think they're going to leave, hide, and think, when can I come back? You know, because they know they're part of the problem and they're implemented with being in doing certain things, whatever they did within that name. So
well, Elon is already being kicked out of countries and is being threatened with jail and lawsuits because of interfering in other countries' elections.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, other countries are on top of it. We're, you know, again, we're the slow one. And, but eventually it'll be like you can't ignore it.
Yeah, it's the manipulation to me of the media because depending on what to me station you listen to or what news articles you always go what website, it really depends because you're getting. I feel like when I even watch some of the other like global national news stations, I get only a slur unless I listen to all day long, only getting bits and pieces of what really happened. Other than that, they like to reiterate everything else, and it's just kind of like so I started listening to news outside the country because I got tired of them just trying to just focus on that one point. Because that I felt like I was just getting the same thing, just you know what I mean, wasn't going anywhere, just repetitive. It's brain to me. I felt like in some stations was the brainwash, in my opinion. So I'm like, can I find something? I need to. I started finding news in China, and I started finding news in other countries. Like, what are they saying? Because then I like to know what America looks like from the outside, not just from within. So that helped me too. Because every time you hear them,
and everybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else is hot and heavy covering Iran right now, and we're not. It's like nowhere in our news. You know,
like you don't know what else is going on. I'm like, okay, like you actually have to search and find stuff outside the repetitive stuff they put on a lot of stations. I'm like, I know there's more to it, and also I feel like there are doormats, like on both sides, not just one. I feel like in both sides, I feel like the representatives are like doormats. Like, I'm like, how much money did you get? Like, I'm gonna check all their accounts. That's how I feel. I'm checking out all their accounts because they're not needed for nothing. Okay, none of them.
Well, and F-45 has. I mean, he's grifted billions off of us, off of our money.
And that we're gonna have to all get new social security numbers in the future or whatever because of that. He took everybody's.
And now he's going for everybody's voter roll information, right? So and that's what Elon was doing was gathering everybody's information and putting everything into a massive database so they know how to track us. They know they know everything about us. Don't think you're anonymous anymore. You're not.
And that's the reason why social media. That's the problem I have with social media. Like, you know, when I was a little bit younger, I was like, oh yeah, social media, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, I keep giving them, if it's free, I keep giving them free information and look how they're using that against all of us. I mean, think about when you go, you can drive out somewhere and all of a sudden that email will come for the place you're less than a half a mile to a mile from. Even if you turn your locations off on a lot of things, it'll still do the same thing. It'll pop right up.
Yeah. They know where you are. And they're using, and they've admitted it. I mean, ICE, being the smart, intelligent fellows they are, they've admitted it to people. I mean, because stupid. They come out, they're like, yeah, we can track you. You could go ahead and run, but we can just track you. I mean, they say it. They're saying it out loud. And then when people are like, why are you taking my picture? Why are you taking a picture of my car? Well, because, fool, we're going to put you in a database. We're putting you in a domestic terrorist database. It's like they're telling you what they're doing. I mean, F-45, when he was at Davos, he was like, oh, this is going to be big news. Just wait. There are going to be lawsuits because of the voting in Georgia. There are going to be, we're going to take the votes. This is going to be big news. We're going to find corruption. Like they're going to make it happen. I mean, he's telling you. He always tells you what he's going to do.
They always do.
Don't believe him.
But it's the same. It's remember like how even with entertainers, I look at the same thing. When people idolize you, it's almost like no matter what you say, you don't look at that person that way. And it takes a while for some people to get out of that. And that's what it is. They're all on that person. So as time goes by, because there's still some people telling me all this stuff they've taken. I heard some people say have family members where they've taken away their Medicaid and, other services, but they still like him. And that's why I'm saying that they still have that mind frame.
They still blame it on the Dems.
But not yet. But it's nothing's wrong with him yet. So it's like some people are still in that delusion. I mean, this is, I always told people this is psychological. This was prep. This was studied. People don't realize it, but you really look at what he did his first term all the way up and how they plot and plan this. People don't realize this didn't happen and planned in a day. This was pre-planned from a long time ago. And this is one of the side effects I always said is from never having term limits for Senate, Congress, I don't care, justices, like not having term limits to let them stay there till they so-called, we think they're gone, but they could be, we don't know, you know what I mean? Like they're just still there. Like what's Grassley doing there? What's Moscow Mitch doing there? What is, like, I'm like, for real.
We need to get rid of the corporate Dems too.
They do, yeah, like they need to all go.
They need to
I
go.
don't care, they need to go. You should not be there forever. You shouldn't just wait till your time is up. Like, okay.
Well, and even if, like Hakeem's not that old, but he's a corporate Dem. He's gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Schumer needs to go.
Yeah. Yes.
I get that Jeffries is a great guy. Probably. Who knows? I don't know. And he can talk all night long, and he can do his thing, and that's great. But the thing is I can literally hear it in my head that when we win the midterms, it's okay. Well, now we've got to move forward. We're just going to move forward. We'll let all the rest go. No, we do not let the rest go. Literally, we'll learn nothing if we do that. There need to be consequences. We need to make laws where there were traditions. We get off your ass and start doing some actual lawmaking because that's what you're there to do.
Well, and also starving them.
They're all corporate Dems.
Starve them. I always feel like as a power, we all have as a collective. If you starve them, not buying stuff, I'm not saying you can't buy certain things. I mean, you can only avoid but so many things.
Sure.
Really reducing things, I think, not really going into, I don't care what other stores, anything that's a part of who they're pocketing, that's what they care about. If we, the people, stop doing what we normally do to get their money, like you said, we like somebody said, we stop going to Disneyland or Disney or certain corporations that are infiltrating behind the scenes. I blame all Disney, but this example that stuff really mounts because they don't want to go to the point where bankrupt, where they don't exist. I mean, as is, they're hurt because people overseas don't want to come to this country because I don't know if ICE is going to visit him.
We're at a 50-year low for people coming to the United States.
Yeah,
I straight up tell people, don't come here. Like, wait till they're all gone.
Islands down. Like, it's more expensive.
Well, yeah.
I was like, I want to get away, but am I gonna be able to come back?
Well, that's it too, because that's the next thing I think of. Like, I would love to go to Scotland. That's where I really, really want to go, right? And I'm thinking, if I try to come back, well, first of all, if you make me stay there, shut up. But second, okay, so say I choose to come back, and you try to grab my phone from me. Oh, I guarantee I'm going into a gulag. I mean, the amount of memes that I have on my phone.
As you see, I've been very good staying away. My brain has it all in there, but I normally don't post anything. I'm like,
well, I haven't posted all of it, but I keep it for my own entertainment. Or I'll send it privately to friends or something. But yeah, it's
so funny. I think about all the time, like, when I look at the prices, and I'm like, I'm not saying I can't afford to go, but I'm like, I think of the chances going there, what would the hassle be to come back? Like, normally it's always easier to come back, you know what I mean? But not the fact they leaving out, you'd be okay, but coming back, they want to act. I'm just like, I'm gonna play it cool for right now. Let's see how midterms go.
Yeah.
What next year goes to be. So
yeah, so we're at a 50-year low for people coming to the United States. So what do you think is going to happen?
When I talk to our Canadian friends or our collective friends, I'm like, oh, Canada.
Yeah, no. Well, and they don't even want us there, and I don't blame them.
Yes, I know.
I mean, like, seriously, so this was way before any of this. Years ago, I was looking at, because I've put on conferences and things, and I was looking at putting on a conference in Toronto, actually, because they've got like big, huge spiritual community there and all that. And so I was traveling there with a conference coordinator, and we were looking at hotels and venues and things like that. Trying to get in to Canada, they almost wouldn't let me in.
I believe it.
And this was years ago. And they wouldn't let me, because they're like, what? Well, when are you going to leave? I'm like, well, I've got my, I'm only here for a few days. And they're like, yeah, well, you people come here and then you don't leave. And I go, huh, that's funny. I said, we hear the same tripe in my country too. And he's like, yeah, well, it doesn't stop with you. And I'm like, huh. Okay. And he goes, so you come here, you make money off of Canadians, and then you go home. And I go, that's really fascinating, because that's the same kind of BS that they tell us in the United States too. I'm really curious about that. And I don't know what, but I'm like, I thought y'all were supposed to be polite. And he's just like, he goes, well, do you want to come in here or not? And he was like really rude and abrasive. And I'm like, wow, that's a Canadian version of Mega. And I didn't realize they had that until I actually, there was and this is what confuses me too, a psychic friend who lived in Toronto. And how, and I ended up having to unfriend her because she was a Canadian Mega. Like, how intuitive and still be that threw me for a loop during the whole like COVID thing and all that. I don't understand how that happens. I'm absolutely baffled that it still happens. And
it does.
They're so how? I don't get it.
Well, anyway. And a lot of people act like that never happened. Like 2020 was just a blur. Like they don't remember that we even had anything. I don't know. It's like when you ask people about
wear masks like that
year was disappeared.
The masks are fine now, just not when you're trying to keep your neighbor from dying.
Shame. I know. It's something. Yeah.
Anyway. I didn't realize that faction was in Canada, and a lot of them I guess are in Eastern Canada, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting that there is a huge faction of them there, and I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. But I love Canada, man.
I used to do readings on the administration. I'm like, why does he keep getting, no matter what? It's like he never, when I would read on him, that he would never get cards that say that he will almost reap what he sowed at much at all, even during Biden's term. And then when this happened, I was just like, I don't need more love and light. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, this, I can't believe it. Like, we're doing a repeat.
It's crazy. Well, and then and that's the thing too. When I've gone into a channeling session and where I was looking at, what happens post F-45 essentially. And I don't know if you saw this video or not. This is from a little bit ago, but do you know the little Pixar light that goes bounce, 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 right? Yes. Like, that's literally what they showed me. It was this light and it was shining. It was shining on F-45, and then he like walks off the stage and just falls off. And so then this light just goes, turn, bounce, 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 and then bounces off to another country. So it's it just turns its focus to other countries. And it's like, well, which is exactly what's happening. Because once he goes, they're not going to have as much of a grip here. They still are gaining a grip elsewhere. They're starting to get a hold in Costa Rica right now. They're getting, they have a hold in Italy right now. They're getting a hold in Australia. They're getting a hold all over the country. What?
I know.
What is happening to people?
Oh my gosh.
It's going backwards.
It's crazy. And the thing is, our earth can't go backwards. Like all this stuff they're trying to do. I'm like, you don't think eventually, you really think, I guess what gets me is some of these people think really a bunker, if something would happen to this world, that bunker will still keep them alive. Don't you know when everybody's got to go, everybody's got to go. I just don't get that about them. Like, we got everything. All y'all, we don't care about. I'm like, but if you get sick and you kill, you're going to take out all the smartest people actually know stuff. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're the smartest, brightest person that can be the best physician, the best, everything you need to keep this world going. Like, it's just funny to me when they have that mentality of it's just us and then everybody else. If they don't fall in place, it's something.
But look who's coming out on the Epstein list. You've got surgeons, you've got scientists, you've got, you've got some really smart people. They just have way too much money and think they're untouchable. And they have been untouchable for a large part of their lives. So, but those people are the droppings of the real people that are running this country. So they're going to be the ones like, here, take these names. Let's throw them under the bus. Here, you can have these smattering of people. Because, feed these people to the wolves or whatever, and we'll be fine because it'll give them something to focus on. The thing is, though, I don't think that's going to be enough. Everybody's going to know there's more and more and more and more, and the survivors are going to come out, and there's going to be more and more and more. And the other thing that kills me, did you see? I did a video on this too the other day with I think it was Alan Parnas. I think I saw it on. Could have been somebody else. I'm not sure. I mentioned it in the video where I got it. But anyway, one of the emails was the collaboration with the FBI. Did you hear about that with Prince Andrew?
Oh, I heard something about Prince Andrew, but I didn't get the full details. But yes.
So he hired a girl as a slave.
Yeah. Right? Oh, that. Well, I think
also to torture literally to death.
Wow.
And he did. And then posthumously, they contact the FBI. We need to expedite a passport for this deceased individual to get her out of here. And we need you to expedite this. And basically they're like, oh yeah, I hope everything's okay. I know it's a lot going on for you right now. And it wasn't a concern of theirs in the slightest. It was so casual, like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that for you. The FBI, you wonder why the FBI wasn't like exposing people. You wonder why Merrick Garland wasn't really quite on top of it.
You're part of it. That is why people are part of it, then nothing gets done.
The entire organization, it's corrupt 100% through. 100% through. And it's just, and I also, I've been calling for a while. You're going to start to hear about bodies that'll be found. Many won't, but many will. It's going to be.
I kept hearing
initially it was just girls. I said you're going to have girls. You're going to have boys. Animals.
I'm waiting for the boys, the men now to come out because they always act like it was just women. No. It don't matter what gender you were.
There are some that have been coming out.
Yeah.
There are some coming out. The media's not coming out. There's a couple that they literally have a YouTube channel. And that is their focus. They're like, we've been giving reports to the FBI for years. We've been putting out lawsuits for years. I've been saying this for years. I mean, that there are men coming out and they're just ignoring it. And the reason why they're ignoring it is because Megan will get upset about men. They won't get upset about women.
That part.
Or and now, because the once were children are now grown adults, they're portraying it as men and women. No, they were boys and they were girls and there were animals. And, every kind of fantasy that those warped individuals could, do is what the service was provided. And they did not leave that island willingly. That's one of the ways they were allowed to leave, even though they weren't aware, was to become part of somebody else's, like Prince Andrew's fantasy. I mean,
every time you say it, I think of Blink Twice movie. When I watched that, oh my gosh, that movie. If you ever watched that movie, have you watched it?
No, I haven't. No, I can't even watch 9.5 weeks. I guess.
Oh my gosh, like that one. When I watched that movie, like it just, like you said, being the empath and intuitive and stuff, like it just a whole bunch of stuff. I always tell people that if you watch any of these movies, you've read a lot of these books, what they've been doing, they always told us what they've been doing for centuries, what they've been doing. It's sad to think this has come to light now, but this has all been going on for generations and centuries.
This isn't new.
This is nothing.
This isn't new.
Yeah.
No. And it never stopped with the Native Americans. It actually hasn't stopped with the Japanese and their internment. They've been disappearing as well. And there are lawsuits that are still currently pending and people that have never been found. And they have been kidnapped repeatedly and still up through the 80s. So, I mean, this is not new and it has continued to happen. It just was never covered because the wealthy are the ones that rule the world. And it's insane. But the good news, focusing on the good news, is that some of them are finally being exposed. I don't think all of them ever will be, but some of them are finally being exposed, and people are going to finally see. They don't want to see this stuff. No rational, empathetic, caring human being wants to see this stuff. But the reality is that if we don't see it, you can't go. You've got to see it to know it's happening in order to be able to prosecute it.
Yeah.
And
and you're right. I almost forgot that this Sunday, because they had the break this week. I keep forgetting. Yes, this coming Sunday is the Super Bowl. That tells you how fast time's going by.
I know. And I was going to ask you about that next, actually, because ICE they've already announced they're going to be there hot and heavy, and they're there with the intention of arresting people. It'll be curious to me. Are they going to arrest people on the outside, or are they going to actually go in and keep the wealthy people from getting their beer and their hot dogs?
Well, they don't want them to mess up their money now. That's a money maker.
Right.
Yeah.
So are they going to go inside and take the people actually from, that are serving the food and doing the cleanup and all of that? Or are they just going to, go outside because it's a mass frenzy and there's a party going on outside the arena as well? And they'll just arrest people. And Turning Point wants, they're so offended that Bad Bunny is going to be wearing a dress. I mean, you can rape and murder and collude and embezzle and all of that, but God forbid a man wear a dress. Oh my God.
Don't they know history? Oh my gosh. Like it gets me how they're trying to erase history.
Oh yeah.
It's so much I learned in history and things, and now they don't want you to act like that was just a delusion that never happened. It's that's what reminds me of when they having a problem with so much stuff that's been going on for a long time.
But they've been doing that from the beginning too. I mean, they
behind the scenes
with the Native Americans. There was a tribe in New England that they completely wiped out, and you wouldn't have known, except there was a group that went in and discovered certain things, like archaeologically discovered some things, and they're like, well, wait a minute, where were these people? And then they started looking into it, and they actually found documents that said, well, people are going to forget about them anyway, so let's just not mention it. Literally, that's what I mean, that's been going on since the beginning. That happened with the witch trials. They turned that around too.
Yeah,
that was about women actually becoming business owners and landowners because the husbands would die, and so they would inherit the property and things like that. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, oh no, that can't happen, and so we need to make them witches and kill them. That was a legal way that they could take them out. So it's anytime you threaten the wealthy white landowning man, whatever, their money, their power, everything, anytime that's threatened, but the thing is that that's shifting, and they feel it, and so they're scared, and so they're running hot and heavy right now.
And that's why they're doing so many drastic things, because they know their time's running out. If they don't speed this up even more, they're not going to get anything accomplished. I mean, you saw what they did the first, basically, I guess to say it's been a year now, the first year, what they did, the laws, the first 3 months actually of last year, what they were doing, to break everything. And then I think the hardest part it gets me is when you see a lot of women that vote for those things in the beginning of last year. I'm like, well, if you continue, don't you think you're going to be powerless too? Like, why do you think they're going to keep giving you power? I'm like, they're taking away women's rights with like their health and stuff like that. When assurance what things will cover for our bodies and stuff, and don't want us to do anything for our bodies. Like, what do you think is going to eventually happen to you? In these positions, you won't have those positions. They will dethrone you. And that what gets me about also all the politicians. Don't you think eventually you'll be in a separate camp in the near future too if this continues? You're not going to continue to have power yourself. What money they give you, they can hit one button and do electronic transfer without. You'll go from having it to not having it after you did all the dirty work, and then they can take that away from you too. Like, that's the way I look at it. As like, you really think
that's why they're trying to take away like actual money and make everything electronic. They're starting with the penny, then it's going to be the nickel, then it's going to be the dime. Then it's going to be the quarter, the dollar, that we don't need paper money. It's all electronic. Yeah. Dude, I went to the grocery store yesterday and I was owed change. And granted, it wasn't a lot, but it was the principle of the matter that pissed me off. And I was owed 3 cents or something. And they said, well, we don't have pennies. So we're just not going to pay you the 3 cents. Is that okay? And I go, well, not really. No. And they're like, well, that's what we can do. I'm like, so I'm eating the 3 cents. You're not eating the 3 cents. And they go, well, yeah. And I go, so I don't really have a choice here, do I? And they're like, well, no, not if you want to get this stuff.
Wow. Oh my
really?
God.
Talk about nickel and dime and pennying you now.
Oh my gosh.
They're not changing their prices. No. They're just not giving you the change you're due.
Mm-hmm. She goes, still keeping stuff 99 cents. It's crazy. That? Still keeping things like 99 cents if they, at the penny level, and they don't have any pennies.
But think about that. You got thousands of customers, and each of them are up to 5 cents that they're keeping per customer.
Yes. Yes.
That is BS.
It adds up.
Yeah, yes, it does. That's why they do 99 cents and all that.
That's for them, like collected interest over time. So for those who want to pay cash. Well, it's just like, I don't know, they don't talk about now, but most places where I go to now, they like to have swipe fees. Sometimes even with your debit cards, not just your credit card, but your debit card, they want a swipe fee. I'm getting more emails.
You can't pay cash and you can't pay card.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you pay card, and then they're like, well, you're paying for that $2.95 or whatever that swipe fee is on top of that. Yeah. So, and then you can use a check, and then that's the only way you can avoid that. You give a check. Some places won't accept checks.
Nobody uses checks anymore.
Or you have to get cash.
They charge you for checks at the bank, so you're still paying fees.
Yes. Yes.
They don't give you those free anymore. That ended a decade ago.
So it's so crazy to think. I was like, when will the day I think will ever come where you get, because they're like, well, the businesses pay for that. So especially a lot of small businesses I like to support, a lot of them do have the swipe fees because they don't want to get paid that fee. So yeah, I was like, what? It's like 2020 happened, and all of a sudden I heard this that we had to pay this surcharge, which is called a swipe fee. Like, what the?
Yeah, and you can, well, like I have an HOA, and you pay, your monthly HOA, right? Well, there's also a convenience fee for paying your bill that adds another like $8 or $10 to it. And I this last time I was mad, and I'm like, and I sent him a letter. I'm like, how convenient is this that you're adding to my bill that has already doubled in the short time I've had my house? Because the HOA fees keep escalating, because I get it, the cost of everything, and that's whatever. But hey, my fence is falling down because it's literally rotting. So why don't you fix that? I mean, this convenience fee, or I go, so if I show up the next two or three towns over to go to the corporate office and pay my bill there, if I spend the gas to do that, do I get a convenience fee reduction? Yep. Well, no, not if you pay by card. Well, then what the hell's convenient about it?
and look how much, I have to look it up, but look how much since 2020 itself, stamps. Like, I don't really mail anything at all anymore. But think how much, like, I remember I book a stamps. I used to get so many stamps, and when I need to mail stuff. But it's almost like every year you hear them going up, 2 or 3 cents. So I don't even know how much they cost.
And forever stamps aren't a thing anymore either.
Yeah, I haven't bought a book of stamps in probably like in 2 years, but I'm just like, when I have to use one barely once or twice a year, I'm like, this is all I get, because people still like to mail during the holidays, like Christmas cards. And I'm like, you're getting a text. I'm like, this is what I do. Do you want a present, or do you want a card with the stamp on it? I can get you a present. Okay. Instead of I can text you for free, because I'm already paying for a monthly bill for my, for having, my service. So I'm like, which one do you want, the gift, or do you want a Christmas card with probably nothing in it? I can get you that gift and save myself on books and stamps.
Seriously.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
I mean, it's very different. It's so
Maureen saying that. I wanted to point this out, Maureen. I will say, though, I'm not a hater of my HOA. I just don't like the company that manages the billing. I actually am appreciative of my HOA, because they do all my front yard work. They paint the exterior of my home on the regular. They clean our dryer vents from the exterior. They've trimmed my trees in the backyard like 2 or 3 times that I couldn't get to because they're too tall. They have actually fixed my fence 3 times. Now it's starting to fall over. It just needs to be replaced. But so they have actually done work. I can't hate them, because they have saved me time, energy, and money on things. So, but yeah, I know not everybody's a fan of them, but that's the reason, as a single person who works a lot, I do appreciate what they do for me. I will say that. However, it has gotten stupidly expensive, and I am not a fan of the convenience fee, but that's not even their fault. That's the company they go through.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody else is saying the same thing. They run into it, because with the debit cards or credit cards, like, they have the fee. Because I had some from one of the places I go to, and I get monthly, but I don't have it on. I like put certain subscriptions I do keep on the credit card for that reason, because it's easier to cancel, manage, whatever. But some of them I did put on another card, like a bank card or whatever. And they said, they said that they will start charging, if it's your membership, if it's on a credit card, they will start doing a 3% charge. I'm just like, what the hell? Well, I don't have that on file though, but I'm just thinking to myself, like, you want
you cannot win.
Yeah, you want us to people to continue to be subscribed to certain things, but then on top of it, you're paying for a subscription for a service, any service, I don't care whether it's streaming or whatever. Then you want to charge just for that, because aren't you already overcharging for the service too? That's my whole thing. Most people are already overcharging for the services for those fees. So why? And I just feel like that's just the extra way of making more money and stuff. They're not really, not all business, but maybe small business, but not the big businesses are losing money for that. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Yeah.
Old Windwalker says forever stamps are still available. I heard they were going away.
Okay.
So they must not be gone yet. So that's good.
Yeah.
Get what you can.
Get while you can. Look, I probably got some in different wallets. I used to, you can fold them and stuff and put. I probably put on my wallets, because I've been using them so long. I think I use 2, maybe 1 stamp or 2 stamps a year at the most now, because most stuff, like you said, is done electronically. You create an account and all that, or you're in the store, a certain place, you just pay there. But I know, and it's so funny when you ask some of the people now, they're like, "How do you write a check?" And I'm like, I should be laughing, because
how do you write a check?
How you write a check is, think about it. If you grew up in the era where that was
they
taken out.
literally taught that in high school with us.
Yeah.
Which I thought was dumb then too.
I didn't get taught how to write I think a check. I was just taught from home. I don't even think I had a class where I was taught to write in the checkbook. So that tells you how depends on your what I always say, it depends on your school district. I mean, it's amazing how many things
old, rocks were soft when I went to school, so
she said 70. Sherry says 70. Owen Walker 78 cents. Okay, I couldn't remember how much it was. I was like, I knew it kept going up.
God, I remember when it was like 23 cents or 18 cents.
Yeah, I tell people now, I get their package sent directly from. I tell them during the holidays, I'm like, you're getting your package sent directly from the retailer. I used to put everything together, be all cute.
Oh yeah,
now I just tell them, no, you're just gonna get a week late.
Yeah, I don't. Well, this year we didn't even do gifts. Like I just said, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
It's ridiculous. I'm like, I'm not spending extra money on just getting it weighed and shipped from any of the shipping companies, not in the USPS. So I just said, you're just getting the ship from the retailer. I'm taking any gift anybody got from me. Now, even birthdays, I do the same thing. Birthdays, I'm letting you know, I'll give you the tracking number.
I text you and say happy birthday. If it's my children, I take my friends and family. Yeah.
I try because I know I get spoiled too, so I try to spoil them back. It's only selective ones, but I do.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's like, I mean, and inflation is still, I think, since F45, and I haven't verified this, so I could be wrong, but I heard yesterday that since F45, it's still inflation is like over 3% higher or something like that.
It's ridiculous. Only thing that I've seen only thing I've seen that went down a little bit that I'm really surprised went under $3 for was gas in my area, because I'm used to seeing always for what the type of gas I get premium. So that's always gonna be over $3.
And it's under $3?
It was like $2.98. I think our last guy was $2.98 for the premium. Yeah.
Not here, man. We're even regular, good old unleaded. The cheapest place around that is much less expensive than the others, and so thus I go to it, is $3.35 today, I think.
Oh, and that's good. But but normally I will pay $3.65, $3.55 for premium normally. Yeah, $3.85.
Premium,
for premium. But I was surprised. Cool. I went up there and I was like, I had to read right. You don't need glasses. She's like, is this regular or is this premium? So I was like, let me go get this today.
It goes under $2. Oh my God. Yeah. I remember when it went over $1 was during Desert Storm. When it went over $1 in my area. And we have, because we don't have sales tax, so so much stuff they charge us through gas tax on
$4.78 Edward. I remember it was that high once. I think when was it that it was that high? Maybe close about the Bush era. One time it started.
Yeah.
It went down some. Yeah, when that darn stuff they playing games so they get more money. Yeah, during the Bush era. Yeah. That's why I said that was nothing but money grab. So but it's very interesting how much. And I believe me, it's probably not $2.98 now, because the warmer it gets, that's the only thing I like about it. The warmer it gets, the higher the prices go, because everybody wants to travel, go to the beaches and everything.
Well, that's the excuse. The thing is they bought that gas like 5 years ago.
Pure green. But that's what they do.
The story that they feed you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But that's why I always say, like, even with all this stuff going on, I still say only thing that's turning some people is the economy, really, because they know, like you say, nobody wants to go and get $10 worth of fresh produce that used to be $3.99 or less. Like, people are starting to realize, like, why am I just got one single bag of groceries and it's like $100 when they used to be under 30 or 40? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I go to the least expensive grocery store in my area to get groceries, and 3 bags is still over $100. And
ridiculous.
If I go to like a Safeway or whatever, I mean that's like a bag and a half or something. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know. But,
I always want to go to the grocery store. I'm like, I dread it. It's like, I gotta go grocery store.
I don't even now. It's like I've changed the way I'm doing things now. It took me long enough. I know people have probably been doing this forever, but like I used to be like, okay, I can go back years, literally, and I track every single penny on Excel. I have a whole spreadsheet, and one line feeds into the next line and the next line, and I know that when I spend money here, it's going to affect here. This year, I've had to change it to literally I operate on cash now. Like I just went and donated plasma today so I could have some groceries. I'm like, okay, well, I've got to split it up between taking transit to work and groceries and a couple of things. I'm like, okay, I've got $15. What can I get with $15? Like literally that's what I'm doing, right? Like I can get soup and mac and cheese. That's what I got. And then what? They're going to charge me for a card, or they're going to charge me because they don't have my penny change, or they don't, it's like, if I'm having to work that hard to freaking eat, and yet you're going to literally nickel and dime all the little charges, it just pisses me off.
I know. Even like eating out. Like I remember way before 2020, I used to meet my mom and I used to go and eat out once a week, either it was for breakfast or lunch and dinner. And now it's just like you think about like
a friend bought me today, and I haven't had an actual I make my own coffee, so and I haven't had an actual. Our last sales meeting, because my manager bought us all coffee. Like I just don't buy it anymore unless somebody's buying it for me. I don't buy it. It's and this when we went through, it was like $7.50. I'm like, are you high? No wonder I don't do this. I'm like, what?
Oh my God. It's no joke. I'm in New York and stuff, and I get like a latte or something from Starbucks. Like this is what I do because I'm so close. I'm so close to like the I'm like around Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania. So where I go where it's tax free. I go in Delaware. Yeah. But like you said, but what I did is because I had my rewards thing. When I go to Starbucks, that I'll use the rewards when I'm in anything like Pennsylvania, Maryland, they got taxes. But in Delaware, I don't mind because that's how I gain my stars by using actual cash or use my credit card with the app and do it that way. But it's so crazy to think how much it costs, and just the difference within the change from when I go from tax free to Delaware for certain things, and then what I buy in Pennsylvania or Maryland. Like it's amazing. It's like playing like what state am I going to today so I can save some money? But it's crazy.
And I get it. I mean, Oregon, where I live, is tax free, and so I work in retail, and we get Saturdays. We are slammed because everybody comes to Portland from Seattle, from literally, I kid you not, we get people from all over the world because we have some luxury items that we sell. And they're like, if I'm going to be dropping, $40,000 to $60,000 on something, by the time I pay 10% tax, that's a whole lot more expensive. It is less expensive for them to fly to Portland and buy the product they want to buy and go home than it is for them to stay where they're at. So we are slammed literally with people all over the world that come and buy stuff or want to buy stuff. But
because every state is different what they tax, what they do not tax. So when it comes to
and for that reason, like we have to tell them we're going to prioritize. Some things aren't readily available that they want, and we have, especially after all the tariff stuff, right? We're not getting as good of a supply as we were. And so we're like, we're going to prioritize local people. And they're like, well, I want to save sales tax. I totally get it. And I would love not to pay income tax and property tax, but here we are.
Yes.
We're all paying the tax. It's just a matter of what and how.
Yes. But I do think, to me, like all that stuff, I'm concerned, like I said, about all the stuff with the EP files and everything. But I feel like if stuff really crashes to that point financially and stuff, to me, that's like what woke people up during the Bush era, where people really got truly fed up. I think it takes, because see, everything's been holding afloat because he always walked in, the current illegitimate always walked in where things were going good. They were going up, they were steady. So it takes a while for what he has done really to show. And I think the tariff things, it showed things a little bit faster, but there's still things that I think people need to feel even more, like their health insurance coverage. Like more, like I said, more and more people complaining, speaking out about certain things that used to be, until people really get really sick and tired. Like, they sick and tired, but they getting closer. Just that they're there, but not to the point where even the more and more, no matter what side you're on the fence, where more politicians are even afraid that they need to get together before there will not be anything. Politicians, nobody don't really want any politicians because they ain't representing them. They're not representing their people. They're representing themselves. That's how I feel. They're representing themselves. They don't care what their constituents. They're like, what constituents?
They're representing their agreements.
They're corporate
donors and lobbyists.
Yes, that's basically what I always get from them. But their energy when they sit up there and they're at the podium, that's all I feel is like they're saying what they need to say to still satisfy all the donations from all the different businesses and also blackmail. Hate to say it, but majority of them are black. It's like a cult. Seriously, you get stuck in it, you can't get out because you had to go through the blackmail phase. Seriously, they all got video, audio on each other. So if they go back. That's all they're doing is ping ponging. So that's why they get
rid of corporate donations and get rid of being able to have inside information for stock market and investing, and get rid of lobbyists until all of that is gone, which I think eventually it'll happen, but it's not going to be for decades. It's not going to be
because that's what's making this stuff stagnant, is the fact that we as a people need to really get on them. Yeah, it is a cult. I mean, really, it's a cult to me. If you way they act, if you really like, when I would look at the way they would speak and stuff, I just felt like interjectly they're just like, I gotta say this, and then behind the scenes I'm not happy, but my face I have to go out and do this, but I'm not happy. But okay, they gave me $3 million, so I can smile a bit more. Like that's what it feels like to me. It is. How you walk out, you under 6 figures, and then you don't even do but one term, and you walk out millions and millions of dollars. That's also, people need to look at that too. Like you guys, everybody was still allowed. Why they get to increase their own salaries and stuff? Like why was this power even given to? What would you think? Like I'm like, what? Was I born during this time?
Even look at, and I'm gonna. I love AOC. And Jasmine Crockett, love her too. But even them, when they started, they weren't wearing the fancy clothes and the fancy jewelry and the makeup and the hair and the all of that was not happening. Now all of a sudden it is.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I try to tell people what they come in as is different. How they it's very different. That's why I want people to realize, can y'all see it for what it is? Stop waiting for your so-called representative to make a change, because the more of us together will make a change than that one individual that continues when this is shut down stuff. They ain't hurt. They still get their destinations. They're still getting their price increase. Yes.
They're getting their lifetime insurance, their lifetime pension, their life. Yeah, no.
And they become lobbyists. And they get to work for corporations and stuff. I mean, that's right. Richland, laundry traffic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh my gosh. I like the Heather said they can't have nice clothes. When the clothes cost more than well, when
I haven't bought a new work outfit in 3 years. Yeah. Just saying. I have this shirt I have had for since the early 90s.
Hey, there you go. I got some stuff too. Yeah. And that's one thing. I don't care what anybody says, but I used to shop a lot. And then, like I said, I slowed down around 2020. But the reason why I slowed down is because I can't find stuff that I even want to buy like I used to. It's just different. I don't know what it is. Like the quality, like the quality of my stuff before a certain time period is better. And I buy stuff now and I'm like, this is not. Like, they don't want to give you cotton anymore. It's like not real cotton shirts. Like, I don't get it. I'm confused. Like, everything's like polyester. blend and everything. I'm like, I used to get the good shirts, and it's hard to even find that. I look in the description, you never see like 100% or 90% cotton anymore like I used
No.
to. It's ridiculous. Like you say, yep, it's
Yeah.
cheap quality.
Well,
yes.
because they want you to buy more. If you do what I do and you actually take care of your stuff because you don't want to have to buy more,
yes,
then
exactly.
I mean that doesn't make them money.
Exactly. Yep.
That's why I'm like, even appliances, there probably would be refrigerators that are olive green from the 70s that would still run if you had them,
Yes.
but you buy something today
so
and you're
long.
lucky to get 5 years out.
Oh my god, yeah, like washer and dryers and oh my gosh, all those things. I hear people complain all the time, you gotta replace it. And now that even when they install it, like, oh yeah, you'd be happy if it lasts 5 years. Like 5 years, it lasts like 12 to 20. It's like even like air conditioning, heating units.
Well, and they said that to me. They said that to me about my water heater. I've had my water heater repaired like 4 times, and they're like, it's gonna go one of these days. And I go, well, I know that, but I can't afford to buy a new one. And I go, so what happens when I buy a new one? And the last guy was finally honest with me, and he goes, there's not a lot of parts in water heater. He goes, let's be honest. He goes, we can just keep fixing it when it goes out. And he goes, at some point, though, it's going to be a problem. And when it's a problem, it's going to be a big problem. He goes, but he goes, if you get a new one now, he goes, the most it's going to last is 10 years, when you could probably still get another 10 to maybe more years out of this one that you've already had. And I'm like, well, then I might as well wait another 10 years, right?
Exactly. So dropping all that money.
I'm going to have to get a new one every 10 years. I mean, what's the point?
Yes. And the other thing, guys, I know we're almost done. It's almost an hour. The only other thing gets me is, why now does buying a vehicle cost as much as putting down almost for a mortgage or something now anymore now? Like the price of these.
More than.
I just don't get it. Like, obviously, and then when they advertise, it's something I see the advertisement now. I'm like, you acting like this is something majority of people in this country can just pull out their bank account and be good. Don't need to have a loan. People most time people didn't need to take out a loan for the down payment. It was more like the loan you needed, to pay monthly payments. But now you almost have to do the whole thing. How much your car costs? You need all that now. For some people will need just to put down and to pay. It's ridiculous.
My car costs more than my down payment on my house. And I do not live. I live in a townhouse, basically, right? So I've got common walls and all that, right? And it was $20,000 down payment for that. My car, and I drive a Kia Sportage, and that is $30,000.
Like you said, look, the Toyota Camry originally said 35,000. Back then that was what, like 24, 22.
Yeah, not now.
I was like, oh my gosh. Yes, it's ridiculous. And that's not even, I call tires shoes for vehicles. I have names for everything. So I treat a vehicle like, I call it like a child. It's another big child you gotta take care of. You gotta go doctor's appointments, call it the service appointments. It is amazing what things that didn't seem like a task. And you would never thought of a vehicle would you have to treat like a child now because of how much it costs. It's like it's another child.
Everything. Hey, you want to do, before we go, do you want to do cards on I was thinking about maybe doing cards on ice at the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Let me do the other cards because I like ice so much. I'm gonna use my pink cards for them. they act like they so
All right, let's pull a few cards on ice at Super Bowl.
Yes. And I don't know why this year I just don't feel like the Super Bowl energy is just different. Normally I remember, I keep forgetting
because of everything going on. Like we know it's going to be another pending trauma.
That's must be what it is.
We know there's going to be ice stories coming out that are going to be horrific. We know that Turning Point USA is going to be disgusting. We know that the racism is going to be off the charts. That's why support that. And the fact that the NFL CEOs make what, $60 billion or something. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's another reason, because I've discussed with some people who love sports a lot, to certain sports, and we were discussing about reason why they keep pulling it off of like CBS, MSNBC, where you used to be able to watch it for free, and we were saying how they were saying how they want to always just have it on Amazon Prime or just on Netflix, or because they don't have to. It's the advertise. They make more money for themselves, and the players also get an increase, so they don't want it. And I said, well, the cheapest place to go to then would just pay and go to a bar and watch it, instead of everybody have to pay on their individual TV, or have a house party. Because I know, for example, I'll catch the highlights and the lowlights. I'm fine. I'm all right. I don't care what sport it is. If they decide to do the finals always on premium.
I remember I caught
on
last year. I think I just kind of just skipped it all together because I work on Sundays anyway, so I miss most really fun events and things. But I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, coming home from work, I just stopped at Red Robin and went in the bar and watched the end of the game.
Exactly.
Everybody's like, "You're gonna go by yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah, that way I can leave when I want to."
That's right.
Go in, have my beer, and go.
It's so funny. I keep getting Major Arcana cards. I keep getting the energy I got the death card first. Make sure it's all good. I got the death card first. They think they're gonna do this, but they think they're gonna take charge and stuff. But I also got the judgment card. Like, it's not going to go through the way they think it's going to go through in the judgment card. So the people, I really do. I from the car I picked up, like, the people are ready for them. I don't know. It's just because it's money involved. Yeah. They don't want this to go through. And then the powers that be, the people making that money aren't going to stand for it. You ain't going to mess up their game. No. Mm-hmm. So I can see big fights. I can see that if it goes wrong, it'll be terrible. And I see at the end outcome of them walking away. They're ready for it. They think they're gonna do it, but they're like, this is such. I just think this is too much for this. It's all about the money. They're not going to, when they talk and all that stuff. But I don't. And interjectly, I keep getting from these cards. That's what they want to do, but they're not going to, because the powers that be are not going to allow them to mess up their money, viewerships, and things like that. No, they need everybody. They want everything to go right because they want to make sure people watching those commercials, they're watching the game. They don't want that energy around them. So I think there are going to be some reinforcements for Sunday. Make sure nothing does pop off, and maybe something afterwards, but not before and during. But they may be able to do something after the game, but definitely not prior to it and during the actual game.
You got the death card. I got the tower.
Yes, I don't think.
I do feel like they are going to make their presence known. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of video content released.
Yes,
I do feel like there definitely is going to be a shakeup. But as a result, they're going to be put on the defensive, as they have been. Like, this is an American game, and this is a game for America. We don't need you immigrants here.
I understand.
Who do you think you are, dude? Have you been to a baseball game? I mean,
oh yes.
Went to the World Series hits. I mean, then it is.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Really, or been to a boxing match. I mean, literally the history of sports has been done by immigrants because that has been their only way to get a leg up, quite literally.
And I asked if the people are ready for them, if they act up, and I got yes.
They're going to be put on the defensive yet again, and then you got the Emperor, I got Ace of Pentacles.
That's what I'm saying. They're ready. It's money. It's about the
money. It is money,
all that stuff. They're basically like, you can get them, but when the game is over, basically that's what the cards are saying. Something happens, you better wait till this Super Bowl's over with.
But I'm also feeling like this is going to happen, and then because of this, and that's why they're on the defensive, because they're going to start. They're going to affect the bottom line. And that's what pisses off the oligarchs and the business owners. And those are the ones that have the power of the politicians. And they're going to be like, enough of this crap. You're taking our money. We were supposed to net, $20 billion, and we only netted 15. How dare you take $5 billion of our money because you're causing this riffraff? Like, get out of it. That's straight up, you're right. And while the people are ready for it, it's going to be the business owners losing money, the hotels not making money, the restaurants not making money, the vendors inside not making money. All that.
Right. I got that. I got that about the businesses. Lessons learned. Hangman. Like you said, it's up. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting after Sunday to see what happens, what's talked about between some Sunday night and then Monday, and we'll have a lot of information definitely by Monday evening. So
I honestly feel like there's going to be some really bad, like, happening outside, some really bad stuff.
That's the part, outside. Yeah, I feel that way, especially after the game.
Like, there's going to be some bad stuff, and that is not. That's where this comes in too, is they're ready for it, and they're gleefully waiting for it. That's the thing, is they are so demented. They're gleefully waiting for it, and they're like, oh, like, people aren't going to take us seriously, and we're going to go in and we're going to show them who's boss. Yeah. I mean,
I think people now are more ready for them. Before it was like, this is not serious. This ain't got to happen. But now they know what they're doing and what they're ending up to. I do think some may end up the way that they did the innocent people. That should not have been done. It's a shame. I think people are going to.
They're all innocent. It's all a sham.
It's like,
but the other thing, I want to make sure people are, they've got the right radar on, and they don't get sucked in by the narcissistic delusion. Is they're starting to say, well, if we'll put body cams on our officers if we get more funding. So they're throwing, like, we know you want body cams. If you give us money, we'll put body cams. I want to put. I've lived with narcissists. I've way too many years of my life, and I know how to speak narcissist very, very well. Do not think for a second that even if they are wearing them, one, they may not be on. Two, even if they are, they're only going to release clips that prove their points, and they're going to be clipped together. They're not going to release them for any police agency to use against them. We will not have full access to that. So just because they say, oh, we have body cams now, no, that doesn't mean any of us have access to it. That doesn't mean the police have access to it. That doesn't mean that.
As you were talking, that card I was showing said, protect yourself. That's what it said. You go in, protect yourself.
So it's just a way for them to try to weasel out and get more money. Like for the Dems to go, oh, okay, you're giving us that. Oh, here, we'll give you more money then. That's what they're trying to do. So radar on that one.
It's going to be interesting. So I tell you, so we have a lot more to say after Sunday for sure. And it does tell people, look, our collective card for all of us when you stay at peace. Look, I call it One with the Universe card. It says meditate, get clarity and peace, spend time in stillness, magic speak softly between our heartbeats. So, and on the positive note, stay centered, stay grounded, you guys. Peace be with us through all this.
What did I pull? I pulled Knight of Wands.
Hey, you gotta have a balance, right? A peace and action.
I think a little chaos going on.
That peace goes out the window for a second.
Peace, baby. Peace. For the love of God. I want peace.
Love and light. Oh, so much fun. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Judy. I love this.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining and simultaneously. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been awesome. Love everybody. And thank you to the moderators. We will do this again soon. So stay tuned, and we will definitely see you soon. But everybody, please take Peace
Be
out.
careful. Peace. Bye.